Hi everyone, I'm Marcel. Welcome back to The Pulse. Today I'm going to talk about a supplement that I've been taking for a couple months called creatine. Now, as you probably saw in the title, I did stop taking it, and I'm going to tell you all about that in just a minute. One of the things I want to point out is that I've learned to be really good at listening to my body throughout this entire process. Like when I started taking Inamen, realizing I had brain fog, sort of figuring out how to solve that by reducing and then almost eliminating sugar and reducing and almost eliminating alcohol. All this came about from really listening to my body, taking a certain amount of Inamen and then increasing it and then kind of pulling back to find that sweet spot, that comfortable elevation with Inamen. Also what to take with it, how much of the other things to take with it. And Fisetin, I went through a very similar trial and error experience where I was like taking a lot, a couple times or once a month. Then I sort of increased the frequency. Now I'm taking Fisetin a couple times a week, two of those capsules, about 800 milligrams. And it's been working really well for me. I've found a comfortable level of energy that has been sustained week over week over week. So I've found these results over time with other supplements, and that extends to stretching, fitness, running, tennis, how many times a week to play to be maximum effective. Also, weightlifting. Now with creatine, I mentioned I took it for almost 2 months. The results were very quick and quite amazing. I started to bulk up. I started to get like a really good, muscle tone. I still have it here. I haven't stopped that long. And I start to feel kind of like this. My chest came out nicely, better posture. And I liked my appearance. Now, I don't do any of this for appearance, but I've also noticed and feel good about, hey, I see myself in the mirror and say, hey, I feel like I'm looking pretty decent. I feel pretty good. And creatine was giving me that, puff out your chest confidence. So in those respects, really positive. I got stronger. I got bulkier. This was one of the things I brought up before. When I started taking NMN and some of the flavonoids that I take, I lost so much weight that I felt like I was getting a bit too thin. So I wanted to puff out a little bit more. I wanted to bulk out a little bit more. And creatine seems to be the magic bullet for that. Now, creatine is something your muscles make naturally. It turns into ATP. That creates more energy. You can have better workouts. You get more muscle mass because you get a better workout. I take collagen. Collagen is something that can help you after the workout. It can also help your skin and also your joints. I'm comfortable taking collagen, but they serve two different purposes. But certainly, they can sort of work side by side and help. Maybe my creatine gave me too much too fast, which is getting to the point of why I stopped taking it, at least for now. I was starting to get too stiff. And since tennis is my primary sport, you don't want to be too stiff. And I felt like on Saturday, which was 4 days ago, that sort of stiffness, almost too tight, wasn't allowing me the flexibility that I usually enjoy playing. And I sort of re-injured a shoulder, a rotator cuff tear, I believe, that I experienced prior to NMN. And NMN has helped me recover from such injuries much faster than in the past. So I feel like I'll be okay to play again this Saturday. But as a precaution, I went ahead and stopped taking creatine. And after 4 days, I'm starting to feel more flexible, a little less, wound up. And I'm asking the question, is this even for me? And what does this really mean long term? Because it provided so much, but maybe too much too fast. Now, I have talked about before where I take supplements, take about 12, 14 things, depending on the day. NMN, I consider to be a super supplement, something I feel the effects of right away. CAAKG is also in that category for me, not as much as NMN, which I felt immediately, but certainly I consider it kind of a super supplement. And Fisetin, absolutely a super supplement, gives me energy. I would say creatine is now the fourth super supplement for me. It's something that gave me benefits so fast, and there's so much research out there supporting this that it's not a fluke. But I didn't expect it a week or two to start getting bulked up. That was a stunner for me. Maybe NMN is acting as a supercharger. as kind of a turbocharge for the creatine. That's kind of my suspicion. Again, listening to my body. So ultimately, I've got these levers. I've got these levers that I can adjust. I could take a little less. I could take a little more. I can exercise a little more, exercise a little less. This week, I've kind of shut down. I'm not doing any arm exercises. I'm not doing any significant shoulder stretching. I'm just letting it quiet down so that Saturday I can do a good warm up and get back out there and hopefully be effective. For what it's worth, I also reduce the tension on my racket strings. That's another little trick that can avoid injury or exacerbating an injury when playing tennis. So I'm taking all these necessary steps, but I did pause, or at least for now stopped creatine. I'm considering it because I like so much the results, taking it maybe every 2 days, 3 days. I'll probably start in a week or two after things settle down. If I get a good response to Saturday, getting back out on the court. It's our season, so we play team matches. So I'm playing almost every week for the next couple months. I'm going to see how this week goes, and I am considering sort of using creatine as sort of a lever. Now, we don't have to eat fish every day. You can get omega-3s up by taking it 3 times a week. So I kind of question whether or not you need everything every day. I don't think you need every nutrient every day. And that's why I practice this pulsing of certain supplements at times based on, again, listening to my body. One of the tools I use is walking. Walking is great. It tells me what part of my body might have an issue. When you run, you don't feel every part of your body talking to you the way you do when you walk. So I always go for a good long walk. Sometimes I decide whether I'm going to run at all based on that walk. After the last couple of weeks, I also noticed during walking, I wasn't as flexible as I used to be. So again, this was another signal that I'm reading and saying, okay, maybe creatine's too much too fast. Now, I know some of you probably wondering about this, should have mentioned already, how much am I taking? Taking 5 grams, which is half a scoop of what comes in the container, in the do not age container. So I'm not taking that much. I'm not taking 10, 20 grams as some people recommend. I'm taking a very low dosage based on doing some research that I've done leading up to all of this, leading up to taking it. You don't need that much. I didn't need that much, apparently, for it to be maybe even too much, at least for my athletic goals. So I'm going to try 2-3 times a week. I'm going to gauge how I'm doing with tennis based on that. I'll let you guys know how it's going. It's going to take a little time for me to sort that out, to sort of see, okay, I'll probably stick to that 5 grams. I'll just reduce the frequency, see if I still get some of those desired results that I'm going for, that I am happy with, a little bit of bulk, but I don't need too much too fast. I wasn't looking to solve my issues in 2-3 months when I set out, to find a way to bulk up a little more. For me, tennis, you don't see a lot of cyclists or tennis players that are super big as a general rule. And I think that, speaks to what's required for the sport. You need a lot of agility, you need flexibility, you need to recover quickly from point to point. So you need to really be able to move around the court to play tennis efficiently. And creatine, I just maybe need to find the right balance of it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'll keep you guys posted as always. Thanks for watching. See you soon.